Free Ghislaine. She has been wrongly imprisoned. She was convicted guilty of something that clearly never happened.
In this clip, we're going to watch Andrew Schulz get mad at the left and his hosts and everybody else. And the right, actually. Not even as much the left, but the right. Andrew Schulz is going to go off and make some good points. In this clip, Andrew Schulz is going to break down everything that's going on with this Epstein situation. And the MAGA failures, basically. So without further ado, let's get straight to the clip.
But I don't think that we've been treating each other as real friends. Like, we've had loyalty and support and kindness and love, but there's no point in time where I just gave you power of attorney over my finances. I never gave you a building.
We could look into this. We could start today.
Yeah, They're talking about the Lex Wexner Jeffrey Epstein connection.
Yeah, that happens.
Yes.
Like, don't you misspeak about like thousands of hours of footage of adults having sex with children? Isn't that something you would misspeak about? You would be a little flippant in the way that you described that, right?
Exactly.
You would oopsie daisy that.
Yeah. It happens all the time. Yeah. I go to your wedding, you go, "Where's my gift?" I say, "It's on my desk right now. I promise it's not sitting on a liquor store alone, okay? It is on my desk today."
What do you think the guy said when you walked out of the liquor store? You think he was like, "Man, I didn't think that there was people that fucking retarded that would buy a Lenny Kravitz edition." You know, it doesn't even say Lenny Kravitz on the bottle.
How'd you know it was Lenny Kravitz edition?
He just told him that in the liquor store, and he believed it.
You see, this is why sometimes the show really does get on my nerves a little bit, because they're taking a serious subject and talking about, they're making jokes about it. They're making it like, where where it's like normalizing what's going on. And this is why I always say Andrew Schulz is an agent. Like, I promise you, and somebody's going to hear me say that, and then they're like, "Oh, why would you say that? It sounds ridiculous." No. He normalizes everything. There's nothing normal about what happened here. But, I mean, at some point he does finally start talking the way he should about the situation. So why don't we go straight to that?
Let's go through both scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go for the first one of covering it up.
Yeah.
So what does covering it up mean?
Either there's an intelligence operation that's happening within the United States that is aiding and abetting the exploitation of children. It's not great. Our taxpayer dollars go to this in some type of CIA black budget. So we're now complicit in this thing, but it's for the greater good of America.
Right.
So we kind of are like, all right, fine. Or Trump is implicated in some direct way because obviously he knew Jeffrey Epstein from back in the day, or both of those things.
So let's talk about these two scenarios. So if this is an intelligence operation, like I remember when people were blaming it on Israel. It would be better if it was another country. Like, wouldn't you rather your own country did not be the one that was plotting, planning, and exploiting these little girls like this? You would hope it was another country. But let's say, for example, it is an American intelligence. Maybe it's America and Israel. That's kind of what it feels like. I mean, there's like an insane amount of ties to Israel in this. But let's say it is an intelligence operation, like you just said, that our taxpayer dollars are going towards the sex and abuse of children. Do they have this conversation with Cash, Bongino, Trump, and the administration and basically go, what do you want to do, guys?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the entire country that the CIA and potentially the FBI, that our organizations were doing this and that we're in on this and this is how ugly we are? What will that mean for the rest of the world? How will the rest of the world view us? What are we capable of? We're supposed to be the good guys. We're supposed to be heroes. What is the collateral damage of sharing this with the world? Do you think they share that information with Trump? I'm just asking you guys. Like, I just want to explore that.
All right. These people are so, today is really, these people are something else, And this is what I mean about Andrew Schulz and his agendas. First off, because people are really trying to say there's Israel involved. And I mean, hey, that'd be good if it was another country, God, you're so stupid. God forgive me. Look, I don't go into all of that on this channel, and that's fine. But let's say it was a country called Marshmallow Country. And you would be okay with your marshmallow country having with another marshmallow country having an operation on your government, and so now your government is doing things based on blackmail operations for marshmallow? There's no way that gets like a good thing. Like, oh, well, hey, at least it's not your country doing it to you. At least your tax dollars aren't paying for this. It's somebody else doing it to you. This is great. What is wrong?
For a second.
I mean, you'd imagine that in order to keep the files from coming out, it's got to go all the way to the top, is my assumption. Unless there's some type of like hidden agreement where it's like, hey, we're going to protect him from information so that he doesn't sound crazy and he can just kind of run with whatever the mainstream narrative is. But the fact that his tune is even switched up leads me to believe that he has some info.
Knows something. So the reason he knows it because he's like, we're gonna showcase, we're gonna talk about this guy. They ran on it. They ran on cleaning out the swamp. They ran on all these.
They brought all the influencers, gave them all binders with all the shit that was all redacted.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
They tried to promote this. Like they were building this excitement up for us to just get, I don't know, what is it? What is the term? Like the wind taken out of our sails?
Yeah.
Whatever. So the fact that his tune has changed from, hey, let's have a social media moment with the binders to, you guys are still talking about this guy? Yeah, we're talking about it because of you.
Yeah.
You're the one that keeps the conversation going when you hand out the binders to the social media influencers.
Yep.
You're the one that keeps the conversation going when your
FBI director goes on podcast and says nothing happened, he killed himself. Yep.
Okay. So it has to go to him. Especially for him to go, why are you guys still talking about this? Because you wanted us to talk about it.
Yeah.
You promoted it.
Yeah. There is a possibility that it's not directly CIA or FBI. Sometimes this happens with like military ops where like former agency guys will go off and create a shell company that kind of operates in like the gray area of the law.
Yeah.
And they'll do operations and typically it's like surveillance.
I don't know how people live like this. I really just don't. Like, now we're going to learn about the shell companies of other, FBI agents who have defected and all this other stuff or whatever. It's like, don't you want to know what decisions were made based on blackmail? I mean, does that not bother you at all? It's just, I don't know, like, but I mean, hey, Andrew makes a good point though. Andrew Schulz is right about the Trump situation, because what MAGA is doing now, and not everybody in MAGA, obviously, America Firsters aren't doing this. They're saying Trump needs to be held accountable for this cover up and stuff like that. But there are a lot of these. I mean, Charlie Kirk is straight just not talking about this. Like, I mean, he's just like, I'm just going to leave this right where it is. I'm not talking about it. While Jack Posobiec, like a lot of these other people, they act like it's not happening, which is bad. No, wait, Jack Posobiec did say a little bit more than Charlie Kirk, but that's a problem. It's like, listen, I get it, man. I know that feeling about Trump is like, all right, he's here to drain the swamp. Okay, but when the swamp is not being drained and it feels like it's being covered up, you gotta call out, and whoever it is. We got to keep the same energy we would keep for Biden if he was doing this.
And shit like that. And the CIA will contract them. And so they operate kind of as a private company that can't be FOIA'd. They can't have all their files taken out. And the CIA still gets all the information.
But either way, it's still CIA.
Yeah. Sure. But it just gives a separation for them.
Sure. But
Epstein was doing this for over 25 years. Like they know.
Right.
Listen,
he's getting sweetheart deals, of course.
Alex Acosta said on record, we have this on record. Alex Acosta was, I think, at the time, the district attorney in Palm Beach?
Yeah, Miami, Palm Beach.
Yeah, and then later was about to be
Secretary of Labor?
Yes, and then had to step down because of the connections. I think he was Secretary of Labor and then had to step down.
Yeah.
But he said, he was the guy who gave the sweetheart deal to Epstein. He said, I did it because I was told he was intelligence.
I was told to back off.
Because he was intelligence. That is said. That you cannot wipe that clean from the record. Yeah. That has been said by I don't want to say trusted source, but a source that is reliable and knows the weight of their words.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think that was in the hearings to become Trump's labor secretary.
Oh, I thought that was okay, but go on.
I think while they're interviewing him, they're like, by the way, what was up with the sweetheart deal? What was up with the Epstein thing? Because they're looking at his whole career. And a kid, I think
you looked
at. I would double check.
I think he also said that
at the time.
At the time when he gave him the sweetheart deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because people were upset about that.
Right. And so, yeah, from my understanding, while he's in the briefing with the Trump cabinet team, he basically was like, "Yeah, I was told to stand down."
Yeah.
From someone above me. I think it was like the exact quote.
So to me, I think that's where we can at least we can have some confidence that he does have connections to the intelligence community.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So bare minimum, there's connections. Maximum, this is this like massive blackmail ring. It's not only blackmail. They've inserted themselves in governments. They inserted themselves in royal family. They inserted themselves in like American intelligentsia, the highest levels of our universities. Like this is everywhere, right? It's not just as much as like you're a president, let me go fuck you.
Right.
You know, let me get you to fuck a girl. It's everybody. It's like inserting yourself in every piece of like influence in American culture.
Yeah.
And the world around.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trump either is told that if we release the details on this, it will destroy confidence in America at home and abroad.
Yeah.
Because what country runs a child fucking blackmail ring on its own people?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough look. And that says a lot because, you know, most military budgets go towards pretty awful things.
Yeah.
What he just did is this. I mean, again, everybody was implicated. I mean, what country covers it up? So it's like, what is the point of what is he saying? What is Andrew even saying here? I really just don't even know. I don't know, unless, you know, except for the fact of, you know, like, you know, podcasts. Listen, I'm a content creator, and so I love making content. I love making this episode. You know, hey, I'm here for it. But I will say that it is a bit of a, I don't know if it's like a weak spot where when something as huge as covering up certain kind of operations happens, then people will just use it for content. This is something that's pretty bad.